Yours is a most honorable profession. You earn your bread by using public property. When you work in broadcasting, you volunteer for public service, public pressure, and public regulation. You must compete with other attractions and other investments. I can think of easier ways to make a living, but I cannot think of more satisfying ways. You must deliver a decent return to the public, not only to your stockholders. Now, what do we mean by the public interest? Broadcasting to serve the public interest must have a soul and a conscience, a burning desire to excel as well as to sell. By no means do I imply that broadcasters disregard the public interest, but a much better job can be done and should be done. And I would add that in today's world, with social and economic problems at home of the gravest nature, in a time of peril and opportunity, the old, complacent, unbalanced fare of action, adventure, and situation comedies is simply not good enough. Your industry possesses the most powerful voice in America. It has an inescapable duty to make that voice ring with intelligence and with leadership. So will history decide whether today's broadcasters employed their powerful voice to enrich the people or to debase them. I have seen a great many programs that seem to me eminently worthwhile. I'm talking about this past season. Some were wonderfully entertaining. When television is good, nothing, not the theater, not the magazines or newspapers, nothing is better. But when television is bad, nothing is worse. I invite each of you to sit down in front of your own television set when your station goes on the air and stay there for a day without a book, without a magazine, without a newspaper, without a profit and loss sheet or a rating book to distract you. Keep your eyes glued to that set until the station signs off. I can assure you that what you will observe is a vast wasteland. Blood and thunder, mayhem, violence, sadism, murder, Western bad men, Western good men, private eyes, gangsters, more violence and cartoons, and endlessly commercials, many screaming, cajoling, and offending, and most of all, boredom. And if you think I exaggerate, I only ask you to try it. A rating at best is an indication of how many people saw what you gave them. They don't tell us what the public might watch if they were offered half a dozen additional choices. And it never reveals what the acceptance would have been if what you gave them had been better. I do not accept the idea that the present overall programming is aimed accurately at the public taste. If all the forces of art, creativity, and daring and imagination had been unleashed, I believe in the people's good sense and good taste, and I'm not convinced that the people's taste is as low as some of you assume. We all know that people would more often prefer to be entertained than stimulated or informed. You are not only in show business. You are free to communicate ideas as well as relaxation. It is not enough to cater to the nation's whims. For every hour that the people give you, you owe them something. There is your challenge to leadership. Now more than ever before in broadcasting's history, the times demand the best of all of us. And for those few of you who really believe that the public interest is merely what interests the public, I hope that these hearings will arouse no little interest. The squandering of our airwaves is no less important than the lavish waste of any precious natural resource.